Hello everyone, this is Ricardo Rivera here again. If you have never seen my videos before, I'm traveling to Peru, showing the best restaurants to eat and going to different markets to show you the best of Peruvian culture that is strongly connected to food. Right now, we're still in Arequipa. We don't really have much time to go through all the places here, so we want to visit some restaurants and we're trying to visit the best ones, the best of the best here, and this is where we are right now. We are at Tio Darío, and we're gonna show you different things that we can find inside. There are different foods that people have been recommending. I've never been here, it's gonna be my first time, so well, let's see what we find here. Let's go ahead.
As soon as we got here, we met Carola, which is one of the owners of the restaurant. She welcomed us and showed us around this beautiful place that has many gardens, and they have these terraces that have the terrace of rocotos, the terrace of apples, and the terrace of bugambilias. This place is surrounded by a lot of plants and flowers. This really makes you feel you're out of the city. If you don't know what bugambilias is, it's like plant or flower. Very nice.
So we have many seafood here, yeah, and also Arequipanian, typical Arequipanian and Peruvian food. Here's a special from the Tio Darío. That's also our atmosphere. We have very big gardens, very fresh, very nice gardens.
Okay.
Now in this time, it's very important.
Of course, we need this to get out of our homes a little bit.
Then we found Mitchell, which is Carola's partner and husband. He showed us around the kitchen that of course looked quite empty since cooks must respect social distancing for the current situation. And as well as they had a day off, they invited us to join them for lunch, so of course we couldn't say no. This was the perfect way to get to know more about the restaurant and the story behind it, which is quite interesting. This beautiful restaurant was opened in Arequipa 16 years ago by Alfonso Aguirus and the great Dario Matsufuji, who was one of the most representative chefs of Peruvian Japanese cuisine in Peru, whose legacy continues in Lima by his son Tochi Matsufuji's restaurant Al Toque Pez. If you want to know a little bit more about him, you can check his restaurant out in Netflix Street Foods Latin America. It's very interesting and one of my favorite huaricas in Lima. Dario Matsufuji is a real legend of Peruvian Japanese food in Lima. He and his 5 siblings worked very hard to build the empire they had. Unfortunately, his most representative restaurants in Lima don't exist anymore. But for all he had to share, his nephews and nieces ended up opening the most successful sushi bars in Lima and in Peru in general. So for all his knowledge and everything he had to share, his nephews and nieces ended up opening the most successful sushi bars, not just in Peru, in many countries of North America and also Europe. After knowing that many of the dishes here were inspired and created by this genius, I can't really wait anymore to start trying all the food that looks really good right now. Of course, there's no better way to start our meal. Come on, this is the Peruvian way. Pisco sour was quite strong and it opened our appetite even more. So, come on, I want food now. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't miss this appetizer if you love seafood. Here we have 4 different kinds or styles of ceviche with fish and some with seafood. Look at all those colors and those flavors and aromas here. Oh my gosh, this is really blowing my mind. This other dish is similar than ceviche. This is like a Japanese style of ceviche. It's called tiradito. This was so refreshing. I had exact touch of acidity. Very, very good. And with the original presentation of Dario Matsufuji. This dish is actually a very typical dish from Arequipa. The traditional version of this cold salad is without quinoa, but they made it really good. This is a really good combination of flavors and textures here. I'm getting full. Oh, okay. So here, Tio Darío took this dish, which is typically made of leftover beans plus rice, called taku, to another level with their batayaki sauce. Wow, this has really been one of the best I've tried in my whole life so far. This stew, originally from Arequipa, is one of the best for fighting the cold temperatures of the highlands. Even though it was very hot, it was like hotter than seeing Scarlett Johansson at the beach. It was really good. I loved it. As dessert, we could try 3 interesting things here. We had tocino de cielo, which is kind of a creme brulee. It's quite sweet and creamy. It was very good. Queso helado, that was delicious, and you already saw it at the end of my Arequipa market video. And chocolate truffles. They were not too sweet. They had a really strong chocolate flavor. All I can say is this was a really good combo in one plate. After this beautiful afternoon eating and drinking a lot of pisco sours here, I can tell you this is one of my favorite places so far. I really had a memorable experience here, and I will definitely come back to this restaurant. So this is another day and another restaurant we want to visit. This other restaurant has called our attention. The name is Zigzag, and we heard a lot of really good reviews, and people say the food is amazing, it's delicious. They're specialized in meat and steaks and fish. So this is something that I've been looking forward to try because I saw the presentation and how they serve everything in volcanic stones. So let's go and let's see what they have. And there's a coincidence that I didn't know until the restaurant we went to try food before, Tio Darío. They're the same owners. So we're gonna meet them again. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fun one more time. So let's go now.
Just this year, we want to celebrate the 20 years of Zigzag.
Wow.
And for the pandemic, it wasn't possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we opened in 2000, and yeah, the specialty that's meat, or now fish also on the hot volcanic stone. And we start with a project of ostrich meat. Yeah, he was not so far from Arequipa in the Hoya desert. Yeah, there was an ostrich farm from the Grupo Inca. That was a project from the Grupo Inca, and we start with ostrich meat here.
Okay.
But now it's finished the project, and we still we keep the project was a hot stone, and in general we made some fusion between the Andean mountains and the Alp mountains.
And the Alps, Switzerland.
And the Alps.
Yeah.
Switzerland, but also European, a little bit European style.
Here we can see another Gustav Eiffel piece, which is beautiful. These iron stairs here in the middle of the restaurant is a part of story right here too. On the second floor we're gonna see a glass mural, which is beautiful. The space is quite small but very cozy. It makes you have a complete experience of this place. What they're offering is really nice, but this is not all of it. Next door they have the other part of this Zigzag restaurant. As I told you, this is a protected building, but this can't be destroyed for any reason. So this other space they have here is like a wine bar. Many different kinds of wines from all over the world: Chile, Argentina, France, Italy, Europe. Because of this situation, they're not using this space right now. So hopefully you'll be able to use it very soon. Otherwise, for me, this can't be a meal without a pisco sour. You know, more Peruvian than the potato, ceviche, and Paolo Guerrero all together.
So this is homemade bread. The have here is quite soft. I can already taste that. It looks delicious. Here there's some butter with some parsley, and also, what is that? Anchovies, I think she said. Yeah. And on this side there's some olives with some caramelized onion in the middle. That looks really good. Here in our bags we're gonna find a toothpick also to try. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Gracias. I'm really curious about this. I've never seen anything with kiwicha like this. Every time I see it, it's with quinoa. So, this is really, let's eat it one.
This
is delicious.
You know, I'm not a very big fan of sweet dishes or syrups. I don't even like honey. But this crunchy shrimp with this quite sweet fig syrup, what a combination. You really have to try this.
I also need to try this with spicy, which I love. I already tried spicy, it's really hot, but it's gonna hurt. But
This chose of 4 meats for 2 came in a hot volcanic stone, which is very cool. But the coolest thing here is to know that they brought that concept to Peru around 21 years ago, where they started working with ostrich, as Carla was saying before. I would have loved to try that too. Well, when you order this, you can actually choose a couple of sides, and we picked the cream quinoa, which is like a quinoa risotto, fresh green salad, and small cocktail potatoes. This is a really good size for this. Rusties, I don't really know how to pronounce this.
Rustish.
This is actually a Swiss dish that was originally a breakfast dish, and they included it in their menu by mixing it with a topping that could be from a ratatouille to a Peruvian lomo saltado, ají de gallina, or an Arequipa rocoto relleno, or there are many other options they have for this actually. So of course, after all the meat that we just ate, we had to order it with ratatouille. It's actually very good, but I'm getting full, and of course this can't be a meal without drinks. So Ivana has an arequipeñazo, which is like a cocktail with pisco, Peruvian pulper corn, coconut cream, and passion fruit. Well, what can I tell you? Just look at this and try to imagine how good it is. To be honest, we're really full, but this combination of white chocolate, Iberica chocolate, which is a famous brand from Arequipa, and chocolate from Quillabamba. I don't really know where was the last time I tried a chocolate as good as this one. This might make you feel like you've never tried real chocolate before. And I'm not exaggerating. And well, that was it. The restaurant was amazing. This little adventure we had in Arequipa was very good. We're really pleasant, and well, our bellies really liked it. Right now we are not in Arequipa anymore. We're in Lima City. We are working very hard in creating a lot of really interesting, nice content. So guys, stay tuned. Don't forget to like this, subscribe, and share this video with everyone. I really hope you're gonna like the content we're gonna bring soon for you. So until next time.